Hi there, Jeffrey Rhoades from Experimental Homesteader Exotic Gardening and Sheri and Richerson.com. Please subscribe. Hit that join button, join our membership. Well, things are getting crazy out there. It's, we were just watching a video. It's amazing that, Dr. Fauci claimed that wearing masks had no effect and it was perfectly safe. And yet, we have thousands of children who haven't learned how to speak, and there are parents that are spending thousands of dollars a month for speech therapy classes to teach their kids how to speak, because they spent 2 years the children spent 2 years of their formative time not being able to see their parents' mouths, and being able to see and learn how to form words. So, yeah. One more little side effect of all this COVID annoyance. There's been all sorts of stuff, that has come to light recently. But this is one more example of, not really thinking things through, rushing into things. Russia and China are working together to cut off Europe from oil and gas production, which is going to put a big hurt on Europe. And
now hold on here a minute.
What?
I have a problem with these kids not being able to learn how to speak because they couldn't see their parents' mouth. Because here's my problem here.
They should have been able to see their parents' mouths at home, because the parents...
Exactly. Because you teach your child to speak at home. By the time they are about a year old, they are starting to talk, some much better than others. And so, I'm going to offend somebody. If these parents were so terrified of COVID that inside of their own home, they were wearing masks, you gotta really wonder about this one now. You just gotta really wonder.
Well, but that's part of the issue. There were people that wore their masks all the time.
Oh, yes, and I'm not going to be really offensive and say something about that.
Well.
But we all know what I'm thinking.
Yes. And,
some common sense, people. Some common sense.
Yeah.
And it was pretty simple. If you were afraid of bringing COVID home to your children, then you find a place outside in your garage, away from your family, to change your clothes, clean yourself up, and put those clothes directly in the washing machine. And anybody that would have had that kind of fear should have spoken with their doctor. And just like our doctor told us, other doctors were aware of what they had to do, what they were being told before they came into their homes after working all day.
Yeah.
And while that wasn't 100% guaranteed,
No.
I cannot imagine running around in your own home for 2 years with a mask on. How
No.
did they even give their children kisses or any other kind of normal?
Well, I think that's part of the issue too. Is
The kids weren't being given any affection.
Yeah. There's a lack of you know, interaction and affection and, you know, proper, you know, normal behavior, even inside of people's homes.
And there was no excuse for that. Especially with so many people working from home and kids doing schooling from home. And why weren't these parents helping these teachers on video to make sure their children were learning? Isn't that a parent's job? Okay, I'll shut up now because I'm sure I have offended many people. It's what us old folk do.
Yeah. But yes, that's a big part of it, is that, you know, I mean, one of the things that was coming about at one point was, you know, parents who were being forced to actually interact with their children, you know, and helping to teach them, and, you know, actually spending time with their kids. But some of this is also, you know, you had
people that got a clue that teachers weren't glorified babysitters.
some still, you know, are have misconceptions, and, you know, sorry,
Yes,
excuse me.
Just shut up.
But you know, that's part of what's coming about, is people realizing that there are major side effects to things that were done during some of these lockdowns and stuff.
Well, people ought to have known that from the get-go.
Well, a lot of people didn't.
And people aren't paying attention right now to the rest of the news that's going on in the world either, I'll bet you.
Yeah. A lot of people, you know, stick their heads in the sand and try to pretend that there's nothing going on. So.
Yeah, and then when they find out that there is.
Yeah, they're shocked. They're absolutely surprised at, you know, and go, well, how did this happen? Well, it's been happening.
And if you think it's going to get better, I am afraid you're in for a very sad surprise.
Yeah. So, I mean, it may get better eventually.
Oh, eventually, I'm sure it will.
But I think it's going to be a while.
Yep, I agree.
And I think it's going to be very difficult leading up to it getting better.
Oh, yes.
So, I'm trying to stay optimistic about things, but I'm also being realistic about some of it. And I mean, it's hard dealing with the reality and trying to stay positive.
Well, I have been trying to tell some people for years.
Yeah.
To get their heads out of the sand and get with the program.
Well.
And some people just don't want to hear it. They think that the government's going to come in and save them, and
yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Best of luck with that.
Yeah. It's the government that's running us into the ground.
You're going to be saving yourself.
Yeah. But anyways, I think that's enough ranting.
Oh, really? I was
I-
just having fun over here.
well, for the moment, I think that's enough ranting. Maybe we'll rant some more tomorrow night.
I
But
think that some people really need their heads out of the sand.
yeah, well, anyways, I think that's going to do it for tonight. Once again, please subscribe, give us thumbs up, thumbs down, comments below. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Stay safe out there.